The rise in ACL injuries is impossible to ignore, especially in 2025 with around 15 ACL injuries by October, so I can't even imagine where it's at now. This is obviously a shocking stat and has resulted in ACL injuries being the primary topic of conversation this past season. So the question everyone has right now is why? Why is this happening? People are understandably angry. What is the reason and how do we fix it? Now, ACL injuries is obviously something we see across sports and we see it in the men's game as well. However, nothing close to the amount that we're seeing right now in the women's game. What has changed over the last few years and why now are we seeing a significant increase in this injury in the women's football game? Over the last few years, we've seen some of the biggest names in women's football be sidelined due to this injury, from the likes of Beth Mead to Miedema to Leah Williamson, Sam Kerr, and even Alexia Putellas. And quite recently, we saw Michelle Adjumant also tear her ACL in quite an upsetting and distressing moment in an England game. So what's going on? This can't be a coincidence. Something in the system is failing these players. So I decided I wanted to look into this and investigate some possible reasons as to why this is happening now. So I've done some extensive research on ACL injuries in women's football, and these are some of the possible reasons why there has been such a dramatic increase over the last year. Now, to begin, let's discuss workload. One of the biggest factors is the explosion of the number of games women are playing. Domestic leagues have expanded, new competitions have been added, and international calendars are now packed. And while the game is growing, which of course we're all very happy about, the recovery time hasn't grown with it. Players are going from club football to international games and then back again with very little rest days in between. So research has shown that players that suffer from ACL injuries tend to have played more matches with fewer rest days in between. Games with less than 5 days rest in between have strongly been linked to ACL injuries in elite women's football. Now, this workload isn't speculation either. FIFPro has highlighted it as a systemic issue in the women's game. Fatigue doesn't just slow you down, it literally changes how your body moves. Now, alarmingly, most ACL injuries in women's football are no contact. No tackle, no foul, just a moment where the knee can't cope. Now, of course, there is a baseline risk here. We cannot ignore the fact that female athletes are inherently more susceptible to ACL injuries than men. Now, this isn't due to weakness. No. It's actually just down to biology and biomechanics. As we know, women have wider hips, which affects knee alignment. There is also a difference in muscular activation, and on average, women actually have smaller ACLs. But here's the thing, and the frustrating part. The women's game didn't just start yesterday. These differences have been known for years, yet the football system still hasn't adapted properly. Now let's explore the influences beyond biology. While anatomy does matter and is an important factor in all of this, research also shows that social structural elements are also a major contributor, meaning this: injury prevention and infrastructure have been designed around male athletes, ultimately leaving gaps in women's recovery, specifically conditioning and rehab strategies. Not to mention, women have less access to top-tier recovery facilities, physios, and support systems compared to the male athletes. Even now, some women only started professional level conditioning after turning professional. Meanwhile, many male athletes had access to this from their teenage years. Combining this with heavier match schedules, it really is the perfect storm. Now, of course, we also have to highlight rushing back and career pressure. One of the big factors is the pressure to return after injury. ACL recovery can take anywhere from 9 to 12 months, but as we know, player contracts are short, squad places aren't guaranteed, and players feel the need to return to the game to prove themselves and get back in the starting 11. Due to this, we have already seen some players tear their ACL twice due to returning to the game way too soon. The frustrating part is this: we know how to reduce these injuries. ACL injuries are preventable. What we need are programs focusing on landing techniques, strength, and neuromuscular control, all of which have been known to reduce the risk significantly. However, these aren't used in every level, especially the youth game. By the time some players reach the professional level, the damage has already been done. This isn't about blaming players. It's about the system. If women's football wants to grow sustainably and to protect the players who are helping to grow it, then Protecting the players has to be the number one priority, not an afterthought. It means smarter scheduling, better recovery, proper investment in equipment designed for women, and research that actually focuses on women's bodies. ACL injuries shouldn't be the price women pay to play the game they love. So the next time you read about a female player injuring their ACL, which you will read about, it's guaranteed, don't think, oh, that's a shame. No, you should be furious and question the systems in place that are risking these women. Ultimately, growth without protection is not progress. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.